What really boosts your property value in Greenville, North Carolina?
Now, we did this video because we wanted to make sure you understand. Maybe you have fear about buying a home because you might say, "Oh, 2008, the housing market crashed. More crashes are coming, but I have money and I want to buy a home." Well, if you keep your home in good order, even in bad times, those homes who are in good working order stay homes that keep their value more than a home that's going to fall apart. So we really want to talk about, yes, things can be, the world, I don't know what's going on with the world, but I can say when you take care of your own and you take care of your own things, it will stay valuable. So we want to make sure it's not just a roof over your head, it is an investment in your time and your wealth. So that is really why we're being proactive about maintenance and really talking about maintenance before you even buy a home, because you really want to make sure that you're getting something that's going to maintain its value or something you can increase its value.
Exactly. Therefore, we wanted to talk about the factors that affect the property value. The first thing is really understanding a climate and impact on your house structure. For example, in Greenville, we have a significant rainfall and we have good amount of humidity. Therefore, this can really stress the property or house that you're purchasing, and you need to know how it affects and how you can mitigate this. For example, the water can really lead to a mold and mildew, or if you have a crawl space, it could create the wood rot. Therefore, these are all super important, that how you can basically be proactive about it.
So make sure your home, when you're either buying a brand new home or you're already in a home, you want to make sure your doors and windows all seal properly. Investing in weather stripping and caulking will prevent moisture from seeping into your house, which will actually reduce your energy bill, and as well, and we're preventing water damage. So there's two steps there. The second thing is, of course, installing dehumidifiers. It's very important if you have a crawl space, because it is a place where you can build dampness and mold will grow there. So dehumidifiers will keep it at an optimal level. So we want to keep the moisture under control, and we want to protect against mold and mildew, and therefore we don't have health problems.
Exactly. The next thing is ensuring the proper ventilation, which dehumidifier actually does it for you for your crawl space and also attic. And this is really important, even in your house, inside of your house, in kitchen, in the bathroom, and considering that installing an exhaust fan could be a really good to mitigate this moisture in your house.
Okay, so next thing we want to do is make sure every single year you're sending a drone, or you're kind of checking yourself, your roof, making sure, because your roof is your line of defense against, of course, the elements. So you want to make sure your roof stays awesome. So once a year you can kind of go out on the roof, or you can just send a drone. Many people attach it to their phone and then send it over, and really just you're looking at your shingles to make sure that they are staying there. It's not expensive. And the other thing is, of course, if you can, insulate. So this insulation is going to protect you against humidity, protect you against the temperature control, and keep your house more comfortable year round. Let's talk about landscaping, which is something you don't think about when you haven't bought a home, but you think about a lot when you buy a home.
Exactly. Therefore, that curb appeal is super important. And if someday you purchase a home and you wanted to sell it in future, that's going to give you real value. And it should be, you need to create something inviting and also nice in front of your house.
It's not just about beauty, though. It is also about North Carolina. We have a lot of hard clay. Our clay will get very, very hard, and we don't want hard clay that's gotten so hard to fight with our concrete and cause problems. So by taking care of our landscaping, we're taking care of preventing problems, which is a great thing. So it's not just curb appeal. So you can save water, reduce your maintenance fees, and can increase your property value from just basic landscaping.
Exactly. And some native choices, the popular native choices are oak leaf hydrangeas in the different colors, butterfly weed, which you think is a weed but is not, and American holly. These three things are very popular in Greenville, North Carolina. It gives lots of beauty to your property.
And as I mentioned soil before, I'm going to mention that hard clay is something we definitely need to prevent. So how do we prevent that besides landscaping, which is great? We want to make sure we're aerating our soil once a year because we want to have it being broken up so it's not just becoming clay. Therefore, it stays dirt where it's going to be allowing water, nutrients all into the roots of our lawn to keep our lawns beautiful, and of course nothing is going to kind of mess with our concrete. Other things we're going to talk about is concrete. Making sure we are moving the water away. We want to make sure the water is going away from our house, and if possible, if you're worried about like you want to have a garden, it's good to have a little bit of high above. That way nothing is really affecting your house.
Exactly. And what is the next thing that we wanted to talk?
I'm just also trees before we move on.
Exactly.
Last thing we want to talk about is trees. Planting trees in a strategic place can shield your home from wind, and this is going to reduce your heating costs. So it's something you don't consider, and it's also going to make sure that the soil doesn't become so clay-like, because then the tree will die. So the tree is actually helping our soil as well.
And let's not forget the erosion control.
That's true.
too, because that helps you when the plant, they're rooted in the soil, it helps you to prevent the erosion of the soil.
The next thing we want to talk about to make sure we're maintaining our home value at top value is, of course, property taxes.
Exactly.
Which is something you don't consider, but it is very important.
What is the property tax?
Taxes are a very complex being. Of course, it changes every so often, but understanding how your taxes work will help you in your financial planning to make sure that this is something of value that people will want. So let's talk about how taxes are calculated.
Exactly. Therefore, the assessed value every 4 years, actually in our area and many counties, especially in Pitt County, we have that tax assessed from the office of the Pitt County, and pretty much they look at the market condition, that they see how the property is valued. Of course, during the COVID, the property appreciated a lot. That's why they assess those property values based on the square footage, size, and age of the property, and recent renovation and improvement, and give you an estimate of the property value.
So they give you a tax rate, they give you the mill rate, and this is set by the government. It can vary depending on, once you get the mill rate, it's multiplied by your square footage. So you can find out about this online, but make sure you are paying attention to the taxes and what happened, because that's going to affect your bottom line. And we want to keep up with the tax changes, so we want to make sure that we are constantly checking whenever they do an update. We know what the updates are, and if you know what the budget is that the city is planning, we kind of can see on the backwards end where they're going to get the money from, which is going to be property taxes. So we want to make sure that we are appealing all of our assessments as well. So if you think your property, they came at you and they gave you the Zillow estimate instead of what your home estimate is, you have the right to appeal this, and you should, because if you have enough evidence of appraisals and comparables in your neighborhood, you have a very strong case on why they might be overcharging you. So pay attention to that.
Exactly. The last thing we wanted to talk about, insurance requirement. Of course, that's part of the homeowners insurance, is part that you have the control over it. Means that
and he talks to ours every year.
Yeah, therefore you can call the insurance companies every year and they get the best rate, because that's going to help you with your monthly payment, and also looking at the standard policy, what you need to have for your area. For example, are your properties in the flood zone, not in the flood zone, or storm proofing discount. Look at for different discounts that you can get.
You can ask your insurance people, if I put in a storm door, will I get a discount on my insurance? And maybe that storm door is something you wanted anyway. So you can always ask them what's going to save you money and do that improvement that saves you money. And of course,
the improvement is not that much expensive, that is go beyond that what you're paying for the homeowner's insurance. And then what else you wanted to
I just really want to quickly talk about preventive maintenance, because preventive maintenance is going to save us long term. So in the spring, send that drone, check your roof, clean your gutters, make sure that there is no signs of bugs. We don't like bugs. So the next thing you want to do in the summer, what?
Summer, probably you need to power wash the exterior surface, service definitely your AC unit system, ensure that home is insulation, as my wife said, is holding up and is up to code.
In the fall, we want to start making sure the lawn is aerated, rake the leaves, make sure the weatherproofing around your doors and windows are there. And this is the best time to make sure, if there are pests coming in, that you have killed the pests. We don't like bugs.
Exactly. In the winter, preventing frozen pipe by insulating them, and also clearing the pathway of snow and ice. We barely have snow and ice in Greenville, but this is what you need. And also you need to test your home heating system again, what you did in the summer to make sure that everything is good. And what else?
Last couple things I want to talk about really quickly is, of course, the upgrades. If you are looking to upgrade the kitchen or windows or anything that's going to help the resale value, pay attention. Don't go overboard on what the resale value might be, but we can definitely talk to you about that if you are looking for a question on that. We're happy to talk to you about that. Because another thing we have to think about is long-term appreciation as well. So you want to make sure that your home is not in some sort of development project, and if it is in it, how is it going to affect you in a good way or a bad way? Is it going to boost your property value? What are you trying to do? And also remember, demand is there. It's been pent up for a little while, but there is demand for homes out there. So there's a lot of people who don't have homes yet. So by maintaining our home, we are in a great position to actually build wealth.
Exactly. Don't forget to look at all of our playlists and also comment and subscribe in our channel. We'll love to connect with you and see you next time.